Yeah, definitely always good to get a win. And there was a lot of good things out there. There's a lot of errors as well. So if you look at the Waratahs, 5 minutes into the game, they'd already lost 2 locks. So it was a tough night for them. And like I said, there's some good stuff happening, some mauling, and there was some good passage of players with the ball and whatever. But yeah, still too many errors for my liking. So yeah, it's just valuing that ball, having some patience with it, the work rate to clean, to build some phases. And but yeah, like I said, in professional footy, you got to take those wins.
Was that the message at half-time? Was that the message at half-time?
Yeah.
22-9, so was it just, you probably had 3 or 4 tries out there?
Yeah. So you nailed it, mate. Yeah, that's how it was. And early second half, just some silly errors, like just not making the effort. One guy not making the effort to be onside, or different things. Just overplaying, trying for the sort of miracle offload. But I did actually feel maybe 10 minutes into the second half that did consolidate, and there was some more solid rugby played. And I guess we went to our mauling, and there was some good, a lot of good stuff out there as well.
And no disrespect to the Waratahs, but is that the difference when you're going to come up against like the New Zealand opposition in a month to that you're going to have to be able to translate those sorts of things?
Yeah, yes. The Rebels next week will be the New Zealand. I know that's an exciting prospect, but right now, the Rebels are very strong on the ball presence, and so yeah, like I said, you score 46 points. There's definitely positives around it, and there's a lot of sometimes I'm going to be a bit negative about things, but there's a lot of positive things that goes on to achieve that. But we had a goal of minimising those turnovers, and we got some work to do there still. Yeah, it looks like maybe a twinge there in his hammy. So yeah, it didn't seem like one of those massive ones where they, but I can't say what range it is, but hoping if it's short term, obviously.
What was your read on game, James?
Read on the game? Well, like Brad said, there was a lot of positives. I thought our shape was a lot better tonight. We created a lot of opportunities. We just obviously took it out a couple of times. Some offloads that possibly weren't on, so we didn't quite feel the pressure we wanted. But in saying that as well, we closed the game out and then we finished strongly. We had a big focus sort of on the maul this week, and the guys really delivered. So that's a huge prospect to sort of take forward, especially against the Rebels, with how they play and the pressure they put on at set piece, etc. But yeah, from my point of view, it wasn't an unbelievable performance, but we came down here to do the job and we did it, and now we're going to head home.
James, you always have to at times tell your teammates to just rein it back a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the ability of the guys outside me in this team from 1 to 15, not just in the backs but in the forwards as well. They have the ability to sort of get through gaps, offload, get tips on. I think that's why our game is so exciting. For me at the helm, it's so enjoyable. But in saying that, I think tonight I felt for the tidies because there was quite a few errors out wide, which made them have to overwork, and then that's where we sort of lose the balance.
Brad, we saw Sarah at the back of the scrum. What do you think of him? And do you think do you plan on playing him there more, or is it just a learning where he's best suited?
I think it was a good opportunity for him, and we'll assess that guy. I thought he did a pretty reasonable job tonight. Obviously saw Harvey come on as well, so yeah, it's good that there's competition for spots. I just feel so. As I said during the week, Harry's had a massive year last year. like even my playing career, see many guys do what he did, where he played game after game, and then at international level, and continue to play well. And then he's come back this year, and he's been, until this game, he'd been pretty much fronting as well. So good to sort of take a bit of the pressure off Harry, but also there's some good competition there from Siri. He's a fine rugby player, very natural rugby player. He's turnover, offload. He has some special elements to his game, that adds to your team. So I guess you just watch that space with interest. In the locking, you saw Ryan Smith get an opportunity. I guess Blythe wasn't there. I thought Ryan did a good job. So it's healthy, and it's just good. It's good.
So I was going to say there's some talk about involved tomorrow for preliminary wallabies. Is wallabies on his radar?
For Siri?
Yeah.
I imagine it would be, mate. So I haven't really been talking too much about that stuff because we've just been in this, but there is a camp coming up, I think, in a couple of weeks, and I think they are going to name some guys. So that would be fantastic if he was part of that, and you wish that for your players, don't you?
And do you see the opportunity in order to have him and Harry starting side at 6 8?
Yeah, lock, 8, 6. Series sort of covers, pretty much the back row, bar probably 7. So it's really healthy to have that. So there's some, competition in the row with Angus Blythe and Ryan Smith, and obviously you got Lee Kahn there, but and there's some competition coming out of the back row. You think about Liam Wright returning, so it's just healthy.
Brad, what about the COVID situation in Queensland? Is that a concern at all? You might be getting back into bubbles and whatnot.
Yeah, that would be a concern, but it's a concern for everyone in Brizzy, and I guess it's just everyone getting around trying to live their life, and kids at school and people working, and so it's just been this journey the whole world's been on, hasn't it, for 18 months now or so. And we'll talk to our management, and we'll work out what's going on there. I guess we need to hear what the situation, where it goes to, and you just deal with it. I think all of us in the room even learned that last year, how to adapt and to that's what it is,
Brad, you had to rebuild the team from all this scratch. How long do you think it will take for the Waratahs to rebuild something?
Yeah, it's a tough one to, when you got a young group, and by the end there was a very young side out there, the Waratahs. If you what they had out there, and it's a long game. You play the long game, and the focus I had was, to do something there. It wasn't just going to happen. It was going to be a longer game, and I guess the check on myself was that I would try and take it through, pour everything that I knew that was good in, from I guess all my playing days and learning from coaches and whatever, and try and have good people around me, which I was very fortunate to have. And but that sort of check that at the minimum leave it in a better place for whoever, the next guy. And, I think that it's a tough time for the Waratahs tonight. When it rains it pours. 5 minutes in, there's a HIA for one lock. You experience other lock hurts his arm. As a coach, you just be sitting there going, I know I'm sitting there going, far out, that's brutal. Even though it's better for us in the game. And then I think their 12 got hurt a bit later on. It can just be very tough, this gig. It just seems when tough things are happening, it can just can be quite cruel how things go. So they're really good guys. I know all those guys. Rob, Gilly, Matt Cobain, top people, a lot of good people here, and it's just a tough gig at the run at the moment, and you just got to persevere, and you got to grit your teeth, and the thing I'll say about the Waratahs, which I said to Rob after the game, was they didn't actually stop trying. They were giving their best effort, and they were fighting, and that is important. That's important that happens because at least they can hold their head. They can look at each other, and they were bettered on the day. But it's important to walk off and know that you fought and you're giving it your best shot. So.
How important for you was having the board support for when there was losses building to the Reds?
Just everyone's support. Yeah, it's a tough old gig, that sort of space. So it's just a tough gig, and to have as much support as you can, and make sure you're listening to the right people. There'll be often a lot of comment around when you're doing it tough, and perseverance is key, and everyone working together, trying to get in the right direction. And over time, if you continue to put good stuff in, some stage you get pay, So, but it can be a longer game. That's what I've learned. So.
You benefited or you used the NPC to your advantage. That competition doesn't exist anymore. Is the club competition in Sydney or Brisbane strong enough to generate the players?
I think there's really good rugby in the club competition, and Shoot Shield is very highly spoken of. Good opportunity there. Also, up in club rugby in Queensland, there's some really good footy going on there. So what I love about NRC was it's that sort of Curry Cup, ITM, that middle ground, and it gives club players the opportunity to play rep football, which is important, but also gives opportunity for coaches and players to cut their teeth in that sort of middle tier. It's just a really important part of the game, So we really used that. If you looked at what we did, and we balanced our team, city and country, and it was a real strength for us to fast track. You get these young guys, you get a group of young guys, you got to be able to fast track them, and they can learn what they learn in Super Rugby. But the NRC is a really good vehicle to, valuable vehicle to Australian rugby, I felt, and it's something we used, and it helped our guys grow quicker and get to a better space a bit faster. So yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Brad. Thanks, James.
Thanks.
Thanks, Lee.